Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, President Obonjo!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you right now, I am offended already. Let me tell you why I am offended. The MC did not even use my pronouns, His Excellency. You know what is really funny about this evening? Is 1 minute you are Chancellor of the Exchequer. The next minute you're wearing a uniform to perform in Ireland. You are probably wondering, what is an African dictator doing performing stand-up comedy in the United Kingdom? You are wondering, what is an African dictator who has killed, not people, killed on stage, is doing performing stand-up comedy in the United Kingdom? I could also ask you, why do you have so many British politicians behaving like comedians in the House of Commons? Welcome to my show, Stolen. I wrote it 3 years ago before the pandemic. Can you imagine? The former Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, you guys call it lockdown. He put me under house arrest. It's no coincidence he ended up having COVID and he resigned. I have to say to you as well, if you are offended by jokes, this is the right show for you. If I find out that you are offended, I will waterboard you before you leave this place. Can I also say, look at some of the missing chairs here. These are people who did not laugh at my last show. Now they have gone missing. But welcome. Welcome. I don't even want to start and talk about the political situation. We African leaders, we are laughing at you right now. We are laughing so hard, it's unbelievable. I mean, how can you lecture us about democracy? First you had Trush. Now you might have Boris Johnson again. But let me tell you, I don't know if there are any OAP members here from the Tory party. But they made a mistake. We know they made a mistake. Let me tell you what happened. Because I have been watching British politics. Let me just explain that I came here for the state funeral. And I decided not to leave. Because I enjoyed it so much. What a funeral that was, isn't it? 10 days of mourning. You guys went really, really depressed. She survived 96 years of age. You should have said, in Africa, we celebrate, we dance. Britain was depressed for 10 days. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't even have sex with my wife because the Queen had died. You are in for a treat. I know some of you are probably wondering, the Halifax man is now in uniform. But let us go back to the OAP members in the Tory party. Can you imagine? They made a mistake. You see, the person who really started the coup was Javid. But because the OAP members can't tell the difference between Javid and Sunak, they blame Sunak. You see, when you do not address racism in this country, it messes your economy up. Brexit was about racism. Not choosing Sunak was about racism. And that is why Liz Truss killed the economy. Killed the Queen as well. I want to start by congratulating you. You are no longer part of the EU. You are now a truly independent country, even though you couldn't win the Eurosong Vision contest. And you blame black players when they can't take penalties. Let me tell you what is going to happen to Britain in 5 years' time. In 5 years' time, there's going to be a Live Aid concert. That Live Aid concert will be in Ealing Broadway. African celebrities will be asked to come and perform for you guys because middle-class children are suffering from eating hummus and avocados. Madam, you have such an exciting laugh. Keep it up. I am here tonight to explain to you the many advantages of visiting my country in the near future. I come from a country called Lafta Republic. It is very close to Wakanda. If you do not know where Lafta Republic is, I'm sorry, you're racist. What sort of place is this? I didn't know I was coming to a theater. There will be no comedy tonight. I was not aware no nonsense on comedy. Let me tell you immediately about my country. It is a small, beautiful place which has done me the honor of electing me for life. I am the first elected military dictator in the world. The Western media will tell you there was a revolution. Let me tell you, I was the first elected. I just need to make sure my name was the only name on the ballot box. The first thing people ask me about the climate of Lafta Republic is they ask, what is it like? Let me tell you, we had wet seasons in my country. As soon as I got elected, I moved the equator very close to the Congo Basin. I moved it to my country. Now we have beautiful summers. Beautiful beaches, not bitches. Beautiful beaches, not bitches. Beautiful beaches, not bitches. Our schools are full since the election. Our shops are full since the election. And there are lots of single women since the election. You said you bet. Are you South African? Lafta Republic is a 21st modern democracy, a true people's republic. Although I've heard plans that they want to make me a monarch in the future, but that can wait. If you visit my country, you will have many modern facilities for tourists like you. You will find beautiful people. No nasty people will bother you in my country. Our currency is called LAF, a strong and stable monetary form. It is has more value than the pounds that keeps falling all the time. We recently decided that we were not going to use our currency anymore, so we have replaced it with chicken giblets and powdered milk. I guarantee personally, you will get many laughs for one of your British pounds, all bearing a photo of me. Madam, ask me how many wives do I have? No. Don't say it submissively as if you're in bed. Ask me, how many wives do I have? I don't want to hear it properly. How many wives do I have? Say it.
How many wives do you have?
That is better. I have 6 wives because the doctor said I should rest on Sunday. I will say you better pace yourself because I have well over 50 minutes of this. You may think I am an unlikely democratic champion, but you must understand I hold the reins of power so tightly so that they are softer, more supple when handed down to my children. For me, as president of Lafta Republic, the honor of speaking here this evening is the most sacred of citadels, cannot be overstated. I do not believe I am only here, as whispers say, because Justin Trudeau said no to dressing up. I am here because Britain has always valued a good dictator, and I am a very good dictator, one of the best. You know what is really interesting about when Boris Johnson was in power? You guys were complaining, Boris Johnson is a dictator, Boris Johnson is a dictator, Boris Johnson is a dictator. Let me tell you what dictatorship is. 40 years down the line, you'll be wearing an army uniform, performing in Ealing Broadway. That is what dictatorship does to you. Boris Johnson was not a dictator. He was playing with dictatorship. He was fingering dictatorship. He didn't know whether he wanted to go in there or not. Our country is ruled by a despot. Your country is ruled by a teapot. I love a good civil rights crackdown. You can't get enough of countdown. We need to keep democracy safe, so we keep it away from people at all costs. One of the reasons why this country is in a mess is you do not have stability. You do not have stability. Every 5 years, there's a change of party. Even though that hasn't happened over 12 years, if they're not changing the party, I don't know, 12 years of a party in power, if that isn't dictatorship, tell me what isn't dictatorship. And you know what? You have several prime ministers, home office, chancellor, everybody. What you need is for your leaders to die in office. Can you imagine if Liz Truss was your prime minister for 40 good years? This country would be totally messed up. That is why I've written to the United Nations. And I have said to the United Nations that we need to change democracy. It does not work. Look at you. You are all unhappy right now. That is why you are here. Because of the cost of living, because of the heating, you are heating yourselves up now in here. I know that for a fact. Let me give you an example. The NHS, which I call the Nigerian Health Service, you can't get through. Unemployment, cost of living allowance, everything is just gone up. What you need is strong and stable dictatorship. I want to tell you what my manifesto will be if I was running this country. You see, I know COVID is coming back. You don't have to worry about COVID, but let me tell you, after this show, go and test yourself for Ebola. During the pandemic, you guys were complaining, oh, God, COVID jab, I had to get the COVID jab. My love. I am a comedy genius. I do comedy for the many rather than for the few. Strong and stable dictatorship. You were complaining, COVID, I'm not taking the jab. They even gave you a chance, yeah, I'm not taking the jab. Let me tell you what I will do in Britain. Let me find out how many of you are vaccinated. I didn't say vaccination, I said vaccinated. Okay. Not many of you. But let me tell you, if I was running this country, I shall make sure that everyone, I will lock up Chris Whitty. That is his name. Put him in a lab until he comes up with a sexually transmitted vaccine. If I was running this country, the Nigerian Health Service, all former politicians will be stripped of their privileges and will become NHS workers for life. Gove, Penny Mordaunt, Sunak, all of them will be in the front line of the NHS. You guys watch too much TV in this country. BBC One, ITV2, ITV3, ITV4, ITV whatever, Pornhub. No, Pornhub is not a TV. I will tell you, we will limit broadcasting of TV in this country. In short, I will ban BBC and all these TV stations. The only TV station that will be around in the United Kingdom is Dave TV Channel. And they will promote my comedy. No more middle-class, eating boy, blue eyes comedy. The new government must shut down the power in every household for at least 3 hours a day to familiarize the citizens with post-Brexit period. And it is happening now. We shall rationalize food, alcohol. Excuse me, people should learn how to live with 1 bread a week, 1 pint an hour, and 1 excuse me a minute. You were clapping for the NHS. Now the Nigerian Health Service is no more. Are you enjoying this? Yeah. You have no choice. People are watching you if you are not enjoying this. Death to BBC and E4 Studios. Death to BBC and E4 Studios. Death! BBC and E4 Studios. On the 17th of July 2019, BBC Studios made an announcement, Google it, that they were creating a sitcom of an African dictator. I thought, yes, I have made it! I have made it! There's going to be a sitcom of me. But they gave it to a young black actor called Colonel Banjoko. I want to tell you what I discovered about what happened. You see, on the 17th of July 2019, the production was announced, a chat show, a comedy character called Colonel Banjoko. He will be on the run from his North African nation, living the high life on the spoils of his nation's health budget. But later that night, I went on Twitter, and I said, there is something going on. It looks like this is a coup. I have been in Britain for a number of years, and all of a sudden they have created this sitcom of an African dictator. You know, at one point I thought, they might have given the part to Lenny Henry, since he's the only black man you see on TV. But they didn't give it to Lenny Henry. They gave it to Colonel Banjoko. Thank you for laughing. They said, it didn't take comedy community, came out and basically said there are similarities between Colonel Banjoko and President Obonjo. Not African dictator, using their Jacquarian militant sensibilities as comedy devices. In Banjoko's case, his interrogation technique when interviewing guests in my deadpan audience, anyone who does not laugh at my jokes will be shot. Is that not me? Look at you, all laughing, afraid. That is me. They said Colonel Banjoko was bombastic. I am bombastic. They said Colonel Banjoko was loud. I am loud. They said he came from a self-exiled country, fictional country in Africa. I am self-exiled in Ealing Broadway. The similarities were there. As if the similarities were there. Look, the similarities were there. It was obvious that they tried to create a situation where they took my presidency and decided to give it to someone young. Now, I have to say this. We are a very poor country. I did my investigation. And let me tell you, normally this will be on PowerPoint. But because the British government have stopped foreign aid to my country, we cannot afford PowerPoint. So here is the crime scene. And let me tell you, if you cannot see, you are the one, definitely you will not be able to see this because you are in glasses. Here is the crime scene. Thank you very much. I hope you can see this. If you can't, the DVD will show you what it looks like. I did my own investigation. Like I said to you, I thought maybe they had given the part to Lenny Henry. That is it there. They didn't give the part to Lenny Henry. They gave it to Colonel Banjoko. I did my investigation and I linked up BBC Studios, E4, Troika Agency. These names might not mean anything to you, but personally, they meant something to me. I ended up invading BBC Studios. And I captured the national icon, Gary Lineker. Now, I'm not gay, but Gary Lineker looks good for someone who is Crips. You see, when I wrote this show, someone is even translating what I said. And it's black people who are translating what I said. When I wrote this show, let me tell you, when I wrote this show 3 years ago, I remember the names of these people. Now I can understand why white people can't recognize black people. I can't remember some of these names. But that is Gary Lineker. Nana Muchenti, I married her. Carol Voderman, I married her. Fiona Bruce, she became my third wife. you heard was I waterboarded him. Because I wanted to find out who was behind this. Who was really behind this coup? I have been in Britain performing as an African dictator, and they are telling me they didn't know about me. I went to Edinburgh Fringe Festival in 2019. I had 15 minutes of fame. Everybody was talking about me all over the place. From, I don't know. Stephen Fry. Billy Connolly. I don't know who the fuck this is. But they all wanted to take a picture of me. There was a hashtag, Justice for Obonjo. Do me a favor. When next you are on the internet, Google Justice for Obonjo. Let me tell you, I became really, really famous for 15 minutes. I thought I was going to be at Life at the Apollo after August 2019. 3 years down the line, I am at the Questos Theater. My comedy career is going pretty well. Thank you. Went pretty well that even this show was supposed to be in Edinburgh this year, but I just couldn't afford it. But I went to small places to do the festival, and I knew that this show was really, really funny. But they tried to censor me. That's what they tried to do. Now, you probably need to know, and I shall move this somewhere, because my butlers are not around. You're probably wondering what happened to Colonel Banjoko. And I want to create a scene for you about what happened with Colonel Banjoko. Please, just imagine that Colonel Banjoko is actually here with me, and he's sitting down. And this is what happened with Colonel Banjoko. I walk, because I am still trying to find out. I have waterboarded all the BBC executives. I now meet Colonel Banjoko, and he's here. And I want to find out what does he know? So I walk into the room. Colonel Banjoko is sitting there, younger black boy. What is your name? President, I mean Colonel Banjoko. What do you do for a living? I am an exiled military dictator, now based in the UK, soon to be hosting a chat show. I am the modern day Mrs. Merton. Military African dictator? Really? Military African dictator? Tell me more! I am from Tangozola, utterly charming and bombastic. You, military African dictator, you are no dictator. Can't you see what they have done to you? What kind of country is Tangozola? It sounds like Wakanda. All these made-up African countries created for black people that are lost by white people. You are an Uber driver from Peckham. I shouldn't really be laughing at my own jokes. I'm sorry. I'm not an Uber driver. I am a disposed dictator of a great country. Why are you being so mean? Uber driver, you have gone too far, Mr. President. Look, my friend, you are an Uber driver. You drive people in London, idiot. You want to steal my identity, and the consequences will be so severe. Do you know what I do with imposters in my country? Mr. President, how dare you? Who are you? I'm going to have a sitcom with BBC Studios. How many episodes have you got? Why did they not consider you? I have a show. You have nothing, Mr. President. How dare you, Colonel Banjoko? I am President Obonjo of Lafta Republic, Chief Bermuda of the Bermuda Triangle, A popular president. I follow the will of my people, the IMF and the World Bank. I helped the British conquer the war, Second World War, working from home. How dare you? I have to say to you that Colonel Banjoko hasn't been seen since the interrogation. He disappeared. I don't know how many of you here have ever fought in your life for the things that you have created. I don't know whether you have fought over, I don't know, for example, madam, do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been dating him? 5 years. Can you imagine someone trying to take him away from you, especially if you love him?
No.
You can't imagine. Okay. I don't know where I'm going with this, but the point I am making is you have to fight! Fight! Madam, I don't know how long you guys have been married. How long have you been married?
We've been together 30 years.
30 years. Can you imagine? Madam, if a woman wants to take your man off you, I don't see how that's going to happen. But you fight! Fight! I'm proud to say I fought the BBC and E4 studios. And let me tell you, I won the war. They did not do the sitcom. They suspended doing the sitcom. Can you imagine if they had done the sitcom and the sitcom was on TV? Can you imagine me coming here to perform now? You would think I stole the presidency from BBC. You would think I'm mimicking this African dictator. I created it. You know what is really interesting about all of this? Now I move the lecture. Do you know what is really interesting about this? They say in the comedy industry that we are self-absorbed. They say that we do not support one another. You might not know this, so I might be revealing secrets about the comedy industry. But it is like any other industry, depending on where you are. But in the summer of 2019, the amount of white and black comedians who supported me and created this hashtag Justice for Obonjo, can you imagine? I am supposed to be a brutal dictator. The irony of all of this is, let me tell you, my presidency is the fact that I am supposed to be a brutal dictator, but I am fighting for fairness and equality in society in Britain. Do you understand what that actually means? It should be the other way out, but I am fighting, and I won the war. My mother thinks I have a mental health problem. Because why would I wake up at the age of 45 and start calling myself president of a country that doesn't exist? Why would I be wearing army uniforms that I bought from Stevenage and come here and perform for you guys? But I have been saying to my mom, Mom, guess what? Guess what? Look at Zelensky. He was a fictional president. Now he is a real president. Mom, I don't have mental health problems. One day, I am going to be a president, even though I don't know which country it is going to be. During the pandemic, we had to find ways to create content. I am now a TikTok star. I have gone viral on TikTok. You see, there's a joke I have been doing for 11 years and getting nowhere with it. It goes like this. On a Friday night, English people are always drunk. They can never, ever contain their alcohol. And I'm this sort of dictator who enjoys pranking English people. I was on the train from King's Cross to St. Albans, which is now my adopted home. And I saw this white man, middle class, sleeping on the train. You could tell he was middle class. And I was in uniform coming from a gig. I told the committers I was going to prank him. They said, don't do that. He might have a heart attack. I touched him. He woke up. I said, welcome to Nigeria. Can you imagine? A black man in uniform waking up a white man on the train. He's like, oh! I have been doing that joke for 11 years and getting nowhere with it. So I ended up in Brighton in May of this year. And there was this One Direction looking children. Over about 16 or whatever it is. One of them was sleeping. And I just said, this is an opportunity for me to do my video and put it on TikTok. Welcome to Nigeria. 8.5 million views. And these young children, they have given me names. African Putin is on TikTok. Trevor McDonald is now in uniform. Now, this is what is really interesting about these young people. Don't underestimate young people. Because when I interact with them, and you are welcome on a Saturday, from 9 to 10, I am on TikTok, they genuinely believe I am a real president. But some of them are so inquisitive, they go on Google. Google tells them that I am not a president, that I'm a comedian. They come back to me and say, Mr. President, Google said you're a comedian. I said, no, it is the Western media planting stories about me to make me look like a comedy buffoon. I have done so many TikTok videos, it's unbelievable. You remember when the Americans decided that abortion wasn't a right and all that stuff? I addressed American women on TikTok. I said, if you're an American woman, you can do whatever you want to do with your body. I am president of Lafta Republic. American women were looking for where Lafta Republic was. They will come to me and say, oh, it's not on the map. I said, look, use a magnifying glass. You will find it there. When Putin was about to invade Ukraine, I posted a video. There's a place where I live where they have a cannon, 19 whatever year cannon. I stood there and I filmed it. And I said, this is a message for Putin. If you invade Ukraine, I would invade Russia. 3.5 million views. But you know what? Recently, I was outed. Because I have become really famous on TikTok, someone called Dave Suckermouth went on Twitter and he said, dear world, Mr. President is not really a real president. He's a fake, fictional dictator. He lives in St. Albans in Hertfordshire. He's always forcing people to call him His Excellency. I saw that video at 7:30 in the morning. I decided to put on the uniform at 7:45 in the morning, and I filmed a video to Dave Suckermouth. I said, dear Dave Suckermouth, this is President Obonjo of Lafta Republic. I give you 24 hours notice to remove that tweet, or there will be special military operations in your home. Within 2 seconds, Dave Suckermouth removed the tweet. Someone should have told him that Al Murray is not really Al Murray. That Boris Johnson is not really Boris Johnson. That Ian Beale is not really Ian Beale. And Rhys Trosh is not really Rhys Trosh. Are you still enjoying this? Yes. I'm having a fantastic time. I'm having a real fantastic time. I want my life back. I want my life back. I want my life back. Don't think I'm stripping for you. I want my life back. I can't do this anymore. Maybe my mom is right. Oh, fuck. We shall take that out. I want my life back. I had no idea. I want my life back. This is a really dirty audience, isn't it? Let me just make sure everything is okay. I want my life back. I want my life back. Oh, what a relief. What a relief. Hi, guys. My real name is Benjamin Bankole Bello. I was born in the 60s. You know what is really happening right now? This character is now sleeping with my wife. He's moved into our house, driving my car on the M6. He booked this gig. You see, whenever I try to perform as myself, I die. People say that the character is funnier than me. But I am the one who's writing his jokes for him. I was born in Nigeria. I left Liverpool at the age of 5. And people have been saying, do straight stand up. Do straight stand up. It looks like you're hiding behind the uniform. Do straight stand up. So I never knew when I was performing in character that I was gay. So this is my come out story to you guys. You didn't get that? Most people do, but it's okay. I'm not really gay, but you know what I'm talking about, come out. So they said, do straight stand up. I was born in the 60s, Liverpool. I love this country, actually. I genuinely do. I love the fact that I can change my accent at any time. I love the fact that, my children, it's not only my mom, they think I have a problem. Because of working from home now, and when I'm talking to my white colleagues, I sound really, really British. When I apply for jobs, I sound British. When I don't get the job. But I'm married to an English wife. I'm married for passport rather than for love. And what's really interesting is my children didn't really discover who I was until working from home. And so, if you're working from home, I don't know how many of you are working from home, I sound really, really British. And then a phone call arrives from Nigeria. I lose everything. So my children actually think, not only my mom, they think I have a mental health problem too. I never ever know how to end my set. I'm not really a comedian. I'm just really confused. What's really interesting about this is some of you you're so confused about this. But I want to talk about the fact that we all have split personalities. It's just that some of us like to show it on stage. Because we do. Either you're with your partner or you're with your girlfriend. And black people in particular I think that's why we have a high rate of mental issues. Like, for example, I wore this to work the other day, because normally when I wear Marks and Spencer's ties, it's not a problem. I went into work on a Monday morning, dressed in white shirt and this, and someone said, "Oh, wow, your tie is really, really bright. Have you joined the Nation of Islam?" I said, "No, this is an African tie from Ghana." I posted it on Instagram. Someone said, "Hey, happy Pride Day." Does this look like a pride flag? I never ever know how to end my show. Someone said it was mental. Someone said it had no structure. Do you agree it has no structure? You don't have to nod. I'm no longer president. I'm going to end this, not because I'm not enjoying it, but because I tell you why I created this character called President Obonjo. It's important to share this with you. 13 years ago, or 14 years ago, Obama came into the scene. My wife was supporting Hillary Clinton. I was supporting Obama. Obama becomes president, and I lied when I said my wife was English. She's actually in Nigerian. I just noticed a change. Every time Obama was on TV, it felt like she wanted to sleep with Obama. Obama this, Obama that, Obama is on TV. You know, we used to live in Stratford, now they call it Westfield. And I moved to St. Albans in Hertfordshire. You know, that is supposed to be enough. But my wife was attracted to Obama. There was no two ways about it. Obama this, Obama that. And then I remembered that there used to be someone who used to give me a nickname called Obonjo. It got to a stage that after Obama became president, my wife bought me 2 books to read, The Audacity of Hope and Dreams of My Father. I read the books and I noticed, this guy is just like me. It got to a stage that every time I made love to my wife, I recited the Obama speeches. They said this day will never come. They said we set our heights too high. We were too divided, too disillusioned to achieve a common purpose. You have done what the cynics said you couldn't do. As we're about to come, we will say, yes, we can. You can laugh. Obama has left the scene. Whenever I make love to my wife, guess what? She wants me to wear the uniform. We make love, she calls me Mr. President. And you know, it's really confusing at times when you're doing character comedy, because it's one of the reasons why I decided I wanted to start talking about myself, because nobody, I'm really telling you, nobody knows who I really am. This is what confuses me all the time. Anyway, guys, thank you for staying. It's late. I feel comfortable. President Doc. This is mental. Feels like Incredible Hulk. Have you enjoyed this? Yes. This is really mental, but it's been done. I need to wear everything now. That is the bomb. Shut the fuck up. You have been a fantastic and wonderful audience. I know we are filming this, and I think it has worked. I genuinely think it has worked. But let me tell you right now, when I leave the stage, I don't want you to applaud me like the NHS on a Thursday. I want you to applaud me like Kim Jong-un. North Korean dictator. I know I have a big bum. I don't want you to applaud me like the NHS. I want you to applaud me like Kim Jong-un. He's greatly misunderstood by the West. There's no doubt in my mind that North Korea tests bombs. There's no doubt in my mind that America tests bombs on poor civilian countries. There's no doubt in my mind that I test my jokes on my audience members and I never bomb. Don't want you to applaud me like the NHS. I will tell you when to applaud me. You have really been a fantastic and wonderful audience. I don't know what I have just done. And I don't think you will ever see this in British comedy. But I am really pleased to see a lot of Wakanda people and non-Wakanda people. It's a good mixture of people. And you know, they say, oh, you don't make black people laugh. I look at the number of black people laughing here. I will tell you when to applaud me. I love the silence. I like to look at my audiences. Feels like the Olympic Village. Madam, how are you? Where are you from?
Wakanda.
Do you know some black people really believe that there's Wakanda? I'm telling you, it is a fictional country. It does not exist. Fake news. And I remember when Wakanda came out, because Lafta Republic has been in existence for 11 years, 11 good years. All of a sudden, because we're poor, Wakanda comes, black people say, Wakanda, Wakanda forever. It's not good to be poor. I will tell you when to applaud me. Packing my things now. No. You don't clap unless you suffer from premature ejaculation. I will tell you when to applaud. Can I just say one thing before I leave? If you have enjoyed my performance, you can. Oh dear. Are you banging kill shots or something? If you have enjoyed my performance, you can tweet about it, you can write about it. If you haven't enjoyed my performance, nobody needs to know. I will tell you when to applaud me. It's a duty that we hold in Lafta Republic to be happy, and to make other people laugh. I will leave now. You have been a fantastic and wonderful audience. I'm sure we shall see again somewhere. Thank you very much.